All right, guys, this is my second flight with my CrossWInd Mini. I'm going to focus on my RSSI. On my maiden, I was at 89 max. I didn't have it scaled right in Ardupilot, so I spoke to Aaron Quillowy and Lee Van. They got me situated. My parameters are 1900 high, 1100 low, so I'm good at 99. I saw this when I first set everything up. I was at 99 on my screen. I was good to go, or at least I thought I was. And I'm doing digital RSSI. This is just my rear camera view here on my plane. Here, I'm just checking everything out on my control surfaces. But on the RSSI, we've always flown. I've always flown analog. I spoke to a good friend of mine, Todd. He's no longer here with me here at this field. He's moved back to Canada. But we would always fly analog with our vector. We had more luck with analog versus digital. I've spoken to plenty of guys on RSS groups and whatnot. They say there's no difference between analog and digital RSSI. But I've just had no luck with digital. So you can see that RSSI is all over the place. And I believe that may be because in my Ardu plane, I had it at 5 volts max, and it probably should have been at 3.3. But I did go into Dragonlink and switch it over to analog for my next flight. So right now I have it set up analog 3.3 volts. So I think that may get it right for me. But so I'm hoping so. But I'll test it on my next flight. But on this flight here, I'm digital. It's all over the place. I was at 99, haven't left the ground. It's down to 80. It's down to 70. Don't know where the interference is coming from. I checked the plane when I got home. Everything was good to go on the plane. So I just don't know, guys. I really don't know. But I know, but everyone said there's no difference in analog and digital RSSI. But I'm going to try analog next flight. But let me know what y'all think about that setting in RD plane being 5.0 volts max versus 3.3 for the Dragonlink. But I think it should be 3.3 for Dragonlink. So I'm getting ready to set up for my flight here. I'm about to walk out to the field and launch it, you know. And this interference here is just me standing in front of the plane in between the antennas. So yeah, it'll clean up. So you can see now I'm heading back out to the runway and I'm at 99 here when I launch it. So this is for you, Aaron. I'm going to flip the takeoff mode, and I believe that takeoff I'm going to be in takeoff about 13 seconds. I believe I had my parameters right to where it would launch at 5 seconds. Those motors would spin up after 5 seconds, but they didn't. So when they didn't, I just shook it and sent it. And you'll see there. And my next issue, guys, is my battery. I don't have my battery monitor right. Spoke to Aaron. I haven't done anything on the battery monitor at all. So those parameters are all jacked up. But I know what I need to do to go in there and fix that. So I'm going to fix that this afternoon. So you'll see on my takeoff, I'm at 79 amps, and I don't think that's right. Even though I'm at 90%. But so that's just a slowed down video of the takeoff there. I wanted to get that tail cam view. It was pretty good. I always wanted to do that. So that's my first time I got a good shot of me taking off from the rear like that. And then I just had this looped over, so then you get a real time takeoff. And in a second here, but it did haul ass up out of here, as you'll see. But I want to probably take that 90% down a little bit and decrease my pitch. I believe I was at 18%, so I can probably drop that to 15, lower that takeoff a little bit for a more smoother auto launch. But yeah, so that's that on the auto launch. But yeah, you can see that RSSI is down to 50, 60, guys, and I just don't know what it is. So I flip out of takeoff, go to fly-by-wire A just to get more control of the plane myself, try to save those milliamps, whatever. But yeah, I'm cruising here fly-by-wire A, and at this point, I'm just focusing on my RSSI link. I'm just trying to find out why is it doing that now, because I'm back at the table, and I noticed that right away it was just going down. So I said, okay, well, I'll stay in fly-by-wire A for a little bit to see if I can get it back. But I'm very close to home, so it shouldn't be that low at all. So anyway, I'm going to flip it to return to launcher just to test that to see if that works. And I figure 70%, 70, 60, 70%, that's still a good enough RSI link to actually go out and fly a little. So testing my return to launch. It's good. It's doing what it's supposed to do. So I'm going to flip to cruise and I'm head out on my journey here and just keep my eye on this RSSI a little bit. So yeah. Um, yeah, guys, so I have no idea what's doing that yet, but y'all let me know what y'all think between digital and analog RSSI. But I flipped the cruise here, good to go. I think I'm going to head out and try to get a little more auto tuning done on this bird. So I'm heading out a little bit. Yeah, so I'm pretty heavy on the throttle, and that's one of my things I tend to do when I'm not paying attention. I tend to be heavy on the throttle, but I know I've got to dial that down. I should be able to cruise this thing at about 40%, probably somewhere around there. But once I get it set up, but so I'm out. So I sped up my video, guys. I'm about, so you can see, I'm 3.6 miles out, and my RSSI is flashing. I got my flash indicator set up at 30%, so it's going to be flashing for a while here. So I go into my auto tune. I'm just figure I just give it a shot. So I got a little cloud. It was kind of cloudy this day. It rained a little bit earlier. It's cloudy, so I'm just up doing my auto tune. And this is actually my first time flying through clouds, so that was pretty fun. So it was in auto tune. Got a question, guys. When I get that first pitch message across the screen, what does that mean? Is that the first time it's saved in there, or what? So you'll see in a second. I'll get that pitch message here in a second. So then after that pitch message rolls across the screen, I give it a few more up and downs, and then I go ahead and bring it on back. Because I'm still focused on this RSSI. I'm waiting for it to go to failsafe, but it hasn't gone to failsafe yet. It did drop to zero for a split second, and then it went back up a little bit, as you'll see here if you're watching it. So I'm just doing the auto tune, and it's getting better. So there's a pitch message there. So after that, I give it a few more clicks, and then I just start to head back home. I think I got a little bit out. I think I got about 5 miles out. Yeah, you can see that I'm a little bit over 5 miles out. Still heading out a little bit. I'm watching the RSSI. My visibility clears up. I had a good camera feed. I was just going through the clouds. So then I just flip it to RTL and bring it back. And when I flip it to RTL myself, then the RSSI drops down to zero, and you'll see the failsafe message pop up right there. But I know I flipped it to RTL myself a little bit prior to the failsafe coming on. So you'll see that I've got zero RSSI for, it was a good minute coming back. It was for a good little while. I had zero RSSI links. So I'm heading back home, 5 miles out, zero RSSI, and got an RTL bringing it back. And my plan was to get out and to fly it back myself, but that didn't work out today with the RSSI issue. So yeah, so that's one of the advantages of not flying with anybody, because I'm sure one of my buddies I fly with normally would have caught that RSSI on the ground prior to me taking off. But I missed it. But I'm up, so I'm just going to deal with it and just get the bird back. So I'm flying back, hoping this RSSI would clear up, but it's still hanging around zero. So at this point, I got my antenna up in the air, and this whole flight, I didn't sit down this whole flight at all. I just stood up the whole flight. 'Cause normally I would sit behind my monitor and just watch things, my monitor, my goggles. But this flight, I just stood up because that RSSI kind of had me shook a little bit. I do got one question, though, guys. Is there a parameter that sets return to launch altitude when coming back in Arduplane, or does it just come back at that altitude that you flip it in or whatever? So let me know if that's out there, if I'm missing it, guys. Yeah, so I'm just heading back, still at zero. Um, I'm at 19% throttle, and I know I think I need to adjust my trim throttle. I believe the trim throttle controls your return to launch speed and like your cruise speed or whatnot. So, but I wanted to get that set once I got the plane down, and so I'll check to see what that is to make sure that's good to go. But yeah, I'm just flying back, 64% on the throttle, whatever. Still at 0%, still almost little to no RSSI signal. So I'm just trying to get the bird back so I can make sure I don't lose it. Um, but I do got pretty good faith I'll get it back. So the RSSI is going up a little bit as I get closer, but it still shouldn't be this low. Still shouldn't be this low, guys. So I think I do have it licked. That's my train of thought, is that I had it at 5 volts instead of 3.3. So it could be digital, could be analog, but I did flip it over to analog and Dragonlink for my next flight. So I'll see if that fixes it. With that max volts at 3.3 versus 5. So I'm just trying to get it back home here. Um, the video should speed up here in a second. For the sake, I was trying to make this video short, but I ended up going a little bit longer than actually what I wanted to. And my next thing is, guys, yeah, you can see I speeded up here to get close to home. I've got a 6S in here, 10,000 milliamp, but my little white bar on my battery has gone down to zero, and I'm under 5,000 milliamps, but I think that should be fixed once I fix this battery monitor, and I'll make sure I got my 10,000 milliamp in there reading in there, which should probably scale that properly. So now, guys, I'm just cruising back to home now. Got a little bit better RSSI reading, and so I'm just cruising around here. Looks like I'm about to set up for my landing here. Um, so yeah, you guys just let me know what y'all think about that RSSI link. Versus digital versus analog, if there's a difference from what you guys experienced on your flights, if you're flying Dragonlink at all. But yeah, so you can see here, I went from about 3,000 to almost 8,000 milliamps because I just got it back home, and I done a bunch of flying around the home location. I flew around a lot, just to get some more stick time with the bird or whatnot. But yeah, I like the way it flies. It flies good. I love the plane. I just have to get it finished dialed in. I got to get it auto tuned a little bit better. Get this RSSI link figured out. Get this battery monitor in here right, and and just play with the and just play with the bird a little bit. It's an excellent plane. I love the way it flies. I I do have the original My Twin Dream as well. So this is my second one out of that brand. And I love these big planes. Yeah, but so I think about to get ready to land here, guys. Let's go ahead and put the bird down. I wasn't too worried about making the runway. I did miss the runway again, but I was just glad to get it down. So, but yeah, so just let me know what y'all think. I'm going to make those changes and just see how the bird flies again. Hopefully, I can fly it again in a couple days and do another video and just give you guys an update on how she's performing out with everything in there. But yeah, but just let me know what y'all think. Um, Yeah, this is just me. I'm about to walk out to the plane here in a second. Here, flip it to my Mac screen. Is is there a way to put like the total milliamps used here on this readout screen at the end? You know, I don't know. I just chose that parameter, but I thought it would tell you how many milliamps is used on the flight as a whole, but it doesn't. So yes, I'm about to walk out to the bird now and scope it up and bring it back. But yeah, but I do miss flying with other folks. I do have a few guys I fly with, but they tend to come out time to time, not as much as me. So when you do fly alone, you can miss a few things here or there. But I got it up, dealt with it, and just got it back down, which is a good thing. So I'll see how those changes affect the flight. But I think that 3.3 volts, I think that'll nip that RSSI issue in the bud. It should, and I'll fix this battery monitor issue, get that set up, and go from there. And I should be squared away. But I'm just happy to get it back down and go from there. So that's all I got, guys.